We have small space that we can actually, gather ourselves, play 2 aside, play 3 aside, you know. So for me, I was just not fortunate to become a footballer. But while growing up, I've loved football. Probably then it was just the only sport that was just like accepted globally by most people. So then we don't have any of it. And when I started growing up, started following from the Super Eagles days, in the days of the Segun Odegbami, Sinodashiru Lawal, Isa Sofoluwe, Ogedengbe, Peter Rufai, Felix Owolabi, and also others then that made the Super Eagles team that won the Nations Cup. Then I was pretty little younger, but I used, because the love for the football got me glued, especially the one that was hosted in Nigeria. I think that was Nigeria 80, African Cup of Nations 80. I think that was
in
in
1980.
Nigeria. Yeah, God bless you. So then I was like 10 years old. So I actually followed, became the champion of Africa then. So from there, we started having the grace of opportunity. The opportunity of getting to have idea about Premier League. Premier League, yeah. I'm so sure Premier League comes first. Even though we were aware that there are other leagues around the globe, but Premier League, maybe being the mother nation for Nigeria, we saw like, and then before the likes of Kanu, Wanko, and others joined Arsenal, I've been a great fan of so many fantastic goals for Arsenal. As I said, enlightened about Premier League. So I got to like became his fan then, and from there, as God will have it, Kanu from Ajax, Inter Milan, then back to Arsenal. So he now made it more a very passionate club for me, because I've got a fellow countryman playing for Arsenal. So through that, I had been an Arsenal fan for decades, and I don't think I'm even ready to leave Arsenal for any other club. I've been an Arsenal fan for years, and I'm still going to be an Arsenal fan till as long as I'm alive. Football to me is my foremost sport that I really love so much. Even when I am troubled, I am disturbed, I am challenged, when I need to watch a football match, even though it's not Arsenal match, I'm always relieved of whatever that is particular time I need to watch a football match. Sorry, the call was just disturbing. I'm trying to prevent it. So for me, football has been a painkiller, a consoler to me, because even my family knows when it is time for football, there's nothing they can use to distract me, except whether my parents want me at that particular time. Or any other thing, till I'm done with the match, I need to watch. So that's my passion, and that's my love for football.
So if you've got auditioning at a particular time and Arsenal are supposed to play Champions League final, which are you going to choose? Are you going to watch Arsenal, or you go for auditioning?
To be sincere, my livelihood, I would never forsake that, because I know it's an opportunity that can actually earn me a lifetime fortune. So I'm not going to compromise that. But I will be monitoring. Right. I'll be monitoring to know how it's going. That's why I could not get to watch it.
Okay. You still look so lively. I mean, good looking and all that, For me, as an Arsenal fan, after over a decade without winning the EPL title and several other big titles across Europe, I think for us, it should have perhaps weighed you down. How have you been able to cope all these years, still looking good and chubby and, without your club having recorded
Yeah.
the kind of success that was once related to them?
Well, one thing in life is it's always good for you to get to identify the reality that is attached to anything, even aside football life. And the truth about it is, we learn to understand that the owner or the highest holder of the shares in Arsenal Club is this a shrewd business person that doesn't really like spend. So when we could add or needed quality into our team, definitely not winning things or not winning major trophies to me is understandable. And that couldn't have made me want to leave my club, because those that were even spending much more than Arsenal spend in the market, not every one of them were lucky to have won major silverwares. So if I'm like allowing that to bother me because we're not wearing things, we're not winning things, then my brother, I think I will see myself like a little bit of abnormality, because there's nothing I can do to it, punishing myself or bringing any pain upon myself, except, fine, in my heart, I'm going to be unhappy at the moment we lose a match. But the moment the match has ended, because the players that played those matches, they are still going to live a normal life after losing a match. I can recall this year the Man U beat us 8-2. Yeah. I got to realize some players in the team that played that match that lost 8-2 to Manchester United, they still club, they still do their normal things. They just go their way. So that has been a drive for me. Arsenal losing a match, Arsenal not winning things. You can remember in the last decade, I think Arsenal had gotten to 2 finals of UEFA Cup final, which they did not win. It's going to be painful, just like the last time we won the Champions League final to Barcelona. It's absolutely going to be painful. But my brother, that's my lifestyle. I don't always allow anything that is a reality to affect my own normalcy. If I'm getting myself too worried or disturbed, what will I say of the coach that is being paid for coaching the team, or the players that are playing? So trust me, my love for Arsenal doesn't compromise the reality part of me. Yeah. And forever, I don't think that will affect
All right. Alesh, I just told our viewers that he doesn't allow his love for Arsenal, wear him down, come directly into his personal life. Yeah, I think that's a good advice for a lot of the fans out there who seem to be too fanatical about the game and the love of it.
A lot of them are too fanatical.
Yeah. There is this rivalry between Arsenal and Chelsea. Yeah, both London sides. Johnny, my anchor man, is a staunch Chelsea fan, and there have been this age-long rivalry, between Arsenal, Chelsea. Both struggling for who is the king, who are the kings of the capital city of England. Yeah. Recently, Arsenal had a short one over them, beating them in the Premier League. How did you feel on that day?
Anytime Arsenal plays Chelsea, I will win. That is going to be the happiest moment. Anybody that comes my way, that moment is going to be a lucky winner. And truth being said, let me just get it clear to my brother, Johnny. See, like he said, rivalry between Arsenal and Chelsea. You guys should always be grateful to Ibrahimovic. Wow. Otherwise, the supremacy between you and us is unquestionable. But to God be the glory, he came to you guys rescue. And fine, he only tried. And you should still be thankful to Mourinho too, because that guy really messed Arsenal up a lot. I hate him personally for whenever he leaves us. I hate him. But being a good coach, there's no way we can take his quality away from him. But Johnny, put it on record. You and I know that that's what. Except aside you guys winning continental trophy,
the Champions
Hold
League,
it. Oh, that's I
the
said
UEFA Europa
continental
League
trophy.
at your
Don't
expense.
worry. Don't worry. I want to
Wait,
give you your
for crying
credit.
out loud,
Yeah?
Alesh,
Don't mix
Alesh,
it up with mine. You hold on, let me be
Tell
done.
me
I
the
want to
team.
give you the okay, let me let you say it so I can be able to compliment.
Okay.
I mean compliment my part.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Please, before I ask my question, I just want to I want you to tell me which team is the pride of London. Okay. To my question now. With 13 games left to be played. No. You know what? If I start contesting it, I won't ask my question, but I'm going to rub it in at some point. With 13 games left to play in the Premier League, Arsenal, like they call them in local parlance, Arsenal,
Yeah,
are
our
currently
rivals,
placed.
Arsenal.
Arsenal are currently placed 11th.
Yeah.
While the Chelsea that you say they are not the pride of London are placed 5th. Now,
Okay.
it's been a long time since Arsenal played in the UEFA Champions League, and it's not certain that they will play this season again.
Sure.
But how?
Why are you trying to remind?
No, I just told him sure to let him know. I know the fact is passing over to me.
But how do you feel watching your team struggle against lesser teams? We saw how you struggled to beat Leeds the last time. Yes, look at what happened to you against Man City. Those people just made a light
That Man
feather of
City is
that
better
encounter.
than you. Can you
No,
remind me what you and Man City played?
I'm not. It's not about me and Man City or Chelsea and
No,
Man
I'm
City.
just reminding you. If you want to use
It's not
Man City, to judge me, that's a better team than both of us.
You know what? I keep one thing like in Yoruba they say Oloto. When you check the table, you see where Arsenal is, and then Chelsea should
You have
always.
not completed though. You were asking me something about me being at 11, you being at 5th before I interrupted you.
Exactly. Now the question is, do you think Arsenal will make Europa League this season? Not even Champions League, because just forget Champions League. Are you there?
Yeah, Alesh. What are the chances of Arsenal making Europe?
The past champion. I never believed Liverpool could lose as much as I lost this season, which are better. But who are the people that brought them down? Those weaker clubs. So for Arsenal to qualify for Europa League this season, I am so sure we are going, because when next we meet you, you give us our 3 points. And some other mufus that are still in the league. We'll get it. We'll get there. Don't worry.
You started going to church now for Arsenal now. You're hoping and praying your team wins.
You two used to. No, that's not prayer. I've been a godly person. So anything I do, even after football, I always trust God. The fact God is the only person that can do the only miracle no other person can do.
Okay. Let me cast your mind back a bit to the last Europa League final, which Chelsea won at the expense of Arsenal. The game ended 4-1. Alex Iwobi scored a scorcher, a good goal in that final there. And of course, how did you feel in that final, losing to beat a City rival?
You don't get it.
In mode of Chelsea.
It's one of those baddest moments of my life, losing to Chelsea at the final of the Europa. But it's gone. You won. Lucky for you.
Now let's come to the Super Eagles now, the national team, of course, blessed with abundant talent. You mentioned some of them in the past, the likes of Mudalawa, the late Mudalawa, Felix Oluwolabi, who's still the late Isache Folue, who passed on lately, amongst others. To the new generation, the likes of Ahmed Musa, Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Ogeneka Wilfred Ndidi, and the likes. Who would you say is your favorite amongst this current generation of the Eagles?
Of course, Wilfred Ndidi. That guy is always my love any day, anytime. Because, Ndidi did something spectacular. I've been seeing foreign players does in Premier League. I mean, coupled with the fact he's playing at a Leicester club that is not Chelsea, it's not Liverpool, it's not Tottenham, it's not Arsenal, it's not Man City, it's not Man U. but at least shelter. And Ndidi is very, very fantastic in his role that the whole England knows a Nigerian midfielder is performing excellently in Premier League at the moment. That's why I love Ndidi.
So, would you say Ndidi far better than all the midfielders at the other?
Yeah, including
You
Partey.
said?
Yeah, do you think or would you agree that Ndidi is far better than all the midfielders in Arsenal?
If I happen to be the chairman of Arsenal Football Club, I will have lured Ndidi over to Arsenal since last season because Ndidi's quality overshadow every midfielder Arsenal are parading at the moment. That's a fact from me.
Yeah. So how would you rate his final performance in recent years?
Well, I have to be sincere. Even though there is no way how, even though we can still, shy away from the truth that some things you know right about the way the affairs of our Super Eagles is being handled between the government and the football association. But yet, the fact we are blessed with wonderful bunch of players, especially this crop of players that we are grouping together as a Super Eagles team, I am being sincere. I haven't really gotten any bad vibes for them for now. I'm still feeling good with their way and the spirit in which they bring when they come to the national team for any competition. So far, I'm still pleased with them, and they are not doing bad.
Yeah, but last year they lost all their games, or rather, they didn't win any of their games. Yeah.
Oh,
How
so
did
far
that
for the
go with you?
qualifying, I didn't really follow up well. I'm sorry about that. But one thing still has
They drew
to.
4-4 in Benin. Did you watch that game?
Yeah. That one is a very
They drew
disappointing one.
4-4
I
in
have to be
Benin. They were
sincere.
leading.
That was a very disappointing one because the time in which they conceded 4 goals was so disappointing. But truth being said, it's a game. I understand that they ought to win that match, but they messed it up. I'm still not going to say because that happened, even though it's affecting, because if they had won that match, probably they would have been in one place that won't even make them be struggling. But unfortunately, they lost it. But even Real Madrid, the greatest club in the whole entire world, at times they lose to a weaker team with all the qualities they're going to parade. And how I define such days? I always say the experts went to sleep. That's why on a norm, on a good day, a Real Madrid team would lose to Getafe, Valencia, how do I say it? Atletico Bilbao. Any day it happens like that, the experts actually went to sleep. So I'm not really happy about the way Super Eagles have played their last matches or their last few matches. But I still have to be sincere with you. When you say quality in football, we should not take something away. That thing is 5 letter. It is, 4 letter. It's called luck. Any day your luck goes to sleep, my brother, there is no way you can win that day. And that's the truth. Fine. As a supporter, maybe this is one of the reasons why whenever I support any team and that team doesn't go we want it, the moment the match is over, I'll just feel bad a little bit for a short while. The next moment I stood up from wherever I was watching or I watched the match, I'm into another thing. It's not good because it's dangerous if at the end of the day we couldn't make or get to qualify for either Nations Cup or World Cup, it's going to be painful. And that's to how they have played their previous matches, which they didn't win, like you reminded me. But truth being said, I'm still going to give them because we see how well they are performing in their various clubs across the Europe. And if collection of those quality players can make a national team, my brother, we should know we have qualities in our national team that they can turn things around.
Yeah. Of course, you know Victor Osimhen very well, the Napoli striker.
Of course, I know him. I just
touted.
moved to Napoli.
Yeah, but of course, we were expecting him to step up the ant while at the Italian club, but he's been having several issues about with COVID-19, some
Yeah,
injuries, and just
injury and
a
all that.
few days back, you know, he suffered concussion on the field of play
On
during
the field,
Napoli's
yeah, I
visit
heard
to
about that. Yeah.
Atalanta. Yeah. I mean, for you, what does it portend for us? Because he's actually the number one striker
Yeah, for us,
everybody's
it's
hoping
not
on to carry along
like
Super Eagles
like
with his goals. Yeah.
yeah, like you rightly stated it. Apart from the Super Eagles' duty, even for his club too, because if things going the way it's for him since he got to Napoli, he might be out of favor because football business, you don't have to wait forever. If he doesn't get back on time and fitting into that position in which they attracted him to them, it's not going to be good for him. And it's not going to be good for us too. Because when our main player is not faring well at his football club, automatically he's not going to bring his best to our national team whenever he's called on for duty. So my prayer for Osimhen is to get better because I know since he has been playing for Super Eagles as our main attacker, at least we've been recorded some fantastic, goals history. So I pray Osimhen gets back so fast and better.
Right. Yeah, Yoruba actor Alesh Onilegbale has been thrilling us with his football knowledge, and it's so amazing that he knows so much, you know, right from way back 1980 when Nigeria first won her AFCON title on home soil, and till now, the present generation of the likes of Wilfred Ndidi and Victor Osimhen, he's got so much knowledge even about European clubs from the La Liga to the EPL and all of that. But I know quite very well, viewers, that Johnny will be ready to throw some shots at Alesh.
All right. Don't be scared, Alesh. Don't be scared, Alesh. It's not about Chelsea Arsenal this time around.
Don't worry, I'm ready for you.
Okay. Well, still talking about Victor Osimhen. Okay. He has only scored twice so far in 15 appearances in all competitions. And that's a far cry from his performance mid-season while he was playing for Lille and, of course, for Sporting Charleroi in the Belgian league before. Now, would you say, in your own opinion, do you think it was the right move last summer for him to join Napoli, judging from his slow start at Napoli?
Well, my brother, football is about going from one point to a higher point. And that's what really brings a lot of quality or more value to any football players that is playing at either a lower league or a lower club and have opportunity to future for a bigger club at the top flight of European football. Honestly, because if Osimhen happens to be my brother, I will be so happy. He's leaving Lille, going to Napoli.
Napoli, yeah.
We all know in football history, is one of those top flight football clubs in Europe that has record. Late Maradona has played there, so that's a club that has attracted a lot of, good memories and honors to the club. So if Osimhen was, attracted, he was attracted to the club by the football Napoli management, it's a good thing for him. I have to be sincere with you. We just have to pray for him to get better because painfully, This was same thing that I felt about Iheanacho. When Iheanacho was taken to Man City, God bless you. Automatically, I have a very strong love for Man City when they are not playing against Arsenal because of Iheanacho. And the reason why I'm actually falling in love with them was because I pray if Iheanacho gets better there, automatically Iheanacho is tentatively likely to go to even a bigger club, because Man City became very popular when the Asian billionaires bought it over. But when you talk about football in Europe, Man City were just like a participant in England, in
just like
English
Arsenal,
Premier
just
League.
like Arsenal.
No.
When it comes to top four race,
When it comes to top four race. See, when you compare Man City with Arsenal, in fairness, you're just being biased or just not being truthful. See, Arsenal has been consistent in in Champions League. I can remember, like say 10 years, which is a record no other club has done in England. Consecutively, that they'll keep coming, while those other people that have even won, they were rotating themselves. Like you, there was time you came, you didn't come again. You understand? But if you now put Man City, on the same terrain with Arsenal in Europe, that's a very bad one for you. And I sense it's a term of I'll use your rap.
They said you only remember the winner. You don't remember who played in the final most times.
Man City never won. So why would you place them ahead of Arsenal? They never won any European title.
That's what I'm saying now. Wait. I said you only remember who won a game. Most times you don't remember who played in the final. Arsenal played in the final. It's because you're an Arsenal fan. That's why you keep saying you played in the final of the UEFA Champions League.
It's a lie. Any team that won Arsenal at the final will remember the club they won at the final. And you, sports correspondents like this, you always have your record that these two teams, Chelsea, you are a biased person.
Chelsea, you are a biased person.
Let's just divert a little bit. Yes, there's this contentious issue that has been raging, perhaps in the last decade. And it has to do with, unrivaled stars on the football global stage. I'm talking about Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Who is the best?
To be sincere, Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player in the world.
Wow.
What?
I have to be sincere. I love Messi like my son, but Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player in the world. And I'm going to say this. I followed Cristiano Ronaldo despite I didn't really have strong love for him. But success at times even brings your best enemy to your doorstep to be following you and monitoring you. And that's what I have to say about Cristiano Ronaldo. That's one player that I followed so intently to know how he's going about it. And I found out like this guy, he created a lot of time for his improvement. And whenever he comes on the field of play, except there's an injury or except a day, that 4 letters doesn't come along with him. That's luck. That's the only day you see something wrong about Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is a player that is so fantastic. I never said this to anybody because I love Messi so much. But this, I know the whole world is looking at me and I have to be sincere so that I won't look like somebody that is not psychologically inclined. Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player in the world.
As much as you would disagree on that, okay, I'll let that slide a bit. But the UEFA Champions League has entered the round of 16 this season. And of course, Chelsea defeated Atletico Madrid 1-0 in Budapest on Tuesday. Arsenal, no deal. The likes of Man City as well.
We did Europa League.
Which Europa League?
See, what you have been unable to do.
We are talking about.
No. Before you go, I will remind you. You just pointed. Okay. Arsenal was not at camp. Thierry beat the entire 3 players playing for Real Madrid together as a national player. Maybe you forgot that. I should remind you.
Oh, but wait, was he an Arsenal player? An Arsenal player there when he won it? But let's leave
No,
that
no, no,
aside now. We're talking about
no.
the
He wasn't
wait.
an
See,
Arsenal player.
we'll come back. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Okay. The UEFA Champions League is in the round of 16, and of course, like I said, Chelsea defeated Atletico Madrid by a lone goal in Budapest on Tuesday, and good scoreline also
Yeah.
too for Manchester City and Liverpool as well. Now, we also know the big guns to Real Madrid are still there. Barca lost 4-1. Nobody saw that coming against PSG. But
No one
who do you
saw
think
it
are the
coming.
likely
No one saw it.
favorite? Exactly. Who do you think are the likely favorites to win this year's UEFA Champions League? Don't forget, Bayern Munich also too. The reigning champions are there too.
Well, to be sincere, that is going to be a little bit hardcore for me, because fine, I know Barcelona losing at home to PSG has actually shorten their chances of going through, because they will have to beat PSG like 5 goals unequaled before they can scale through. But come to the rest of them that are still playing. Real Madrid to me are not so fantastic this season.
Yeah.
But the reigning champion and the former champion, I'm not going to rule them away, even though Liverpool hasn't been too fantastic this season too in Premier League. But the truth is, I'm like picking 4 clubs. 4. I'm picking Bayern first,
All right.
followed by Liverpool.
Okay.
Even though Chelsea has actually dimmed Atletico's chances because they lost at home, and coming to Chelsea might be a tough task for them to overcome Chelsea. But on a good day, if luck no come market, Chelsea can likely be out if they overturn the result. If luck no come market, I'm being straight here. But I know it's difficult for them to come to Stamford Bridge and, take the day. So if Chelsea scales through at this point of 16, okay, we sentiment as my brother in the North London, I can say I'm going to pick Chelsea 2, then followed by Man City.
Okay.
I want it to come to England this time again.
Yeah, a bit back to the Nigerian scene. Yeah, you mentioned quite a number of players, right from 1980 down, who actually impressed you in the national colors. Who would you choose your own Nigerian's best or favorite player of all time?
You want to type me at a corner. I've always loved 2 guys. 2 guys. I've always loved Kanu Nwankwo and Justin JJ Okota. So I'm going to pick between these 2. But whichever I pick, yeah, I just want to make it an answer to this question. But if I have an option, I will have just paired the 2 of them as my best, greatest Nigerian players. But as you want me to pick one, I'm going to pick Kanu.
Wow. Why?
I'm going to pick Kanu. Because Kanu
as
is a
the Arsenal
player,
connection.
even aside that, to be sincere, Okosha.
You're not sincere on this. So you're not sincere on this.
My brother, see, I have to be sincere. When I tell you my own analysis, you will see the reason why I tilted a little bit to Kanu. Both of them play almost at same era. You understand? And we see, we can all recall how they both fared in the team of their era then. But Kanu Nwankwo is a player that, maybe because of his case and the way people see Kanu tend to look a little bit sluggish and not too vibrant player like Austin JJ Okocha. Yeah. But when it matters most, whenever it matters most, Kanu will just be that savior that's going to deliver the desired grace needed by Nigeria. So that's why I'm picking Kano ahead of Okocha.
Yeah, of course, perhaps I could agree with you. Kanu from under 17 level, he won that age grade World Cup, won the Champions League, won the EPL, two-time African Footballer of the Year. These are, accolades that didn't go
That's
JJ
added
Okocha's way.
advantage.
So, of
Like the
course,
Chelsea man would have wanted
yeah,
to
an
pick
added
his own
advantage.
quality.
Maybe Mikel would have come to his mind, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah,
we
that's
heard
what you would
about.
have said.
Okay. Ibadan football fans are very, very vociferous, very famed to be fanatical and always in support of their number one team, Shooting Stars. They used to call them IICC Shooting Stars in the days of yore. Or like Johnny says, Suiting. To call them up Suiting.
Suiting, Logbali.
Yeah. And there's this saying that suiting can suit, one will score, So while growing up, how was Ibadan like on a typical day Shooting Stars were playing, at the stadium? What was the mood like in Ibadan?
Even though I've never witnessed them playing on any day,
Okay.
but even in Lagos, just like when you are supporting Arsenal and Man U wants to play Liverpool, your match on that day, whoever you are playing with, is just like a norm. While that match between the two rivals is a star thing for the day. Shooting Stars had always been that club that even being in Lagos, your mind, your attention will be all the way to Ibadan, wanting to know the outcome and wanting to know how those fans that went to support their club against Shooting Stars at Ibadan, how it fared. Either they win or they lose. Because if they win, they might be fair to those visiting fans. But if they lose, they will have one thing or two to say when they get back to their base. So to me, they have been like this club in England that has this crazy Millwall. That's what I see IIC Shooting Stars fan like. They are the typical traditional Millwall fans of England. They are not winning anything. They are not even promoting, but they died there. And they are always ready to spill their blood for that their club. So that's what I see Ibadan Shooting Stars fans of Ibadan as.
Yeah. So, in time past, some of the great clubs were Enugu Rangers, Shooting that we just mentioned, Insurance, Stationery Stores, and
Abiola Babes
Ranchard
too.
Bees and Spartans, Abiola Babes, Leventis United, who are all defunct now. Which of these clubs were your favorites while growing up? Don't be sentimental. I know you go for 3SC.
Never. Stationery Stores of Lagos. I'm a Lagos boy.
Oh, up flaming.
Flaming. God bless you. Flaming. I didn't buy the I'm stationery. Say
why the love for them?
Just like the Ibadan Shooting Stars, Lagos State is a little bit. There's a little bit diversity in things and how things is being done in Lagos. Being a Lagos Island-based football club, and Lagos Island life is all about these fantasy extravagance and some item of hooliganism too. Because when those Shooting Stars come, they want to come with their normal tradition. But Lagos will like, if you bring your way along, it will help you on. You don't understand. So that has been the passion for superstars then. Even we have big brothers that they are to do. Some are in the banking section, some are in the civil service, some are business person. But when it comes to Shooting Stars, stationary stores, they don't form. They are always flaming. So they inspired us to be glued to that club we have in Lagos then.
So how did you feel with the fall of the club?
My brother, not just that club, the fall of Nigerian Football League. This is an opportunity for me to pour out my mind. I can remember those days that we mentioned all those clubs then. Each stadium they are to play these matches is always filled to the point. I know how they normally hang on Onikon Stadium that people will even fall off, they get themselves injured. I don't know how Nigerian football management come about turning us to become a dyad of a foreign football club while we could not even like get to enjoy our own clubs. A lot of things really gone bad. The football teams management too. I don't know how they come about becoming not being able to pay for salaries of player, not being able to even maintain the football club. But I felt maybe because people like us don't even want to be watching Nigerian Football League anymore. Because one, the quality, the prestige, the fantasy, I've been taken away. We are in an era we watch football match that a player can beat up a referee, or fans will run into the field to attack a referee that is officiating. They are human, they can't be perfect. It happens in the Western world. We have lots of referees that they shoot at their decisions, but there are measures that in which they will correct them, not fans jumping onto the field to attack them. They made football watching in Nigeria to become very, very sensitive and fearful. So, starting from the government down to the football management and to the football owners too, I don't know. That's a very sad thing. Because I know of people that were playing for those indigenous football clubs then, that they were living like, even though they are not earning in foreign currency, they're living large. As I way back then, they're living good life because I know of them. Like the Victor Ogusoya that lives a street away from where I was living in Intimenta, that were playing for Abiola. I think he played for Ranchers before he came to Abiola's days then. They were living good. Their parents are not doing fine, but the moment they become a professional footballer playing for football club, they turned the lives of their family around. But all of a sudden, this whole thing just went all the way around, and we cannot even explain how it happened. That is a very painful thing. I have to be sincere. But
Yeah,
we don't know. I know
questions
they will
and
tell
so
us
many
1,000
questions.
reasons, which is not convincing.
Yeah, of course. Would you say questions upon questions, and that's what we've been saying, down the years. It's the sad story of Nigerian football, from the height, or what you say, or what you call from grace to grass. That's where we find ourselves. And would you adduce it to the fact that that's why we now go for foreign-based or overseas-based players for the Super Eagles? We now see a Super Eagles side looking more like a European club. How do you
Mm-hmm.
feel when you see a lot of people who cannot sing the country's national anthem wearing the green and white colors while we have the talents at home?
Yeah. Like I said, the football business in Nigeria, to me, I'll start faulting and blaming the government first above all. Because the system in which they collab has been the effect of not being able to spot or get the natural talented ones we have in our midst that are even better than the foreign based we preferred, only because they don't have the platform and opportunity to display their talents. And so unfortunate when they can't even get to a point they can be noticed or identified. And truth being said, okay, thank God, some of these guys that are playing abroad actually started from here too. But they're just like a 1% of 100% of talent we have in Nigeria that couldn't even get to see the day of light at their choosing career. So when they say they call up for national team, and I'm seeing Osime, I'm seeing Didi, I'm seeing Yenasho, I'm seeing that Afkas that is playing for our defense.
Leon
I'm sure
Balogun,
that guy cannot see national team. Yeah, Leo
Second.
Balogun. Yeah, I know he cannot see. There's another fair one too. I think they are pairing themselves.
Yeah, true second.
You know, It's so sad. But my brother, what do? We just have to like bear it like that because we can't help it. But the only thing that I'm just praying for that government that will have that zeal and that grace of looking inward and fishing out what we have as our own quality too, to equal what we can be like exporting or looking for outside the shore of Nigeria. That's my prayer.
All right. If you were made the NFF, Nigerian Football Federation president today, what changes would you effect in Nigerian football?
I will be sincere with you. I'm not going to mention names, but I have one Super Eagles player as a younger brother. He's a Yoruba guy. He had played for national team. He went to World Cup with them. They won the Nations Cup together. Do you know another competition was coming up then? And the coach then was actually asking for something, despite he had been part of two squads that had been to international World Cup and Nations Cup. So because they are calling up for another team to go play another competition, they were asking him for money before he could make the team. Things like that. Since I had it, I kept it in my mind that anytime, any day, I have the grace. I'm going to be part, as an NFA chairman, I'm going to be part of any team or any committee to comprise, how do I say it, to compose a national team list. We want to deal with quality. If you're good, you're good. If you're not good and you are connected, even though you know president, it's either they take me away as the NFA chairman or they leave me to do what I want to do. How do I say it? Sincerely. So if I become an NFA chairman and you want to compose a new team of our national team, I am always going to be part of that either committee or board or whatever measure in compiling the list of players. I am going to be part of it. So it's going to be difficult for you to convince me what we both see together like this. How you will tell me what we both saw that is good. You will now convince me it's not good. That's me.
Okay, all right. We've been talking to Alesh on the Star Stock Football today, and of course, he has been revealing a lot his knowledge about football. Before we let you go this lovely afternoon, it's been 10 years since Lagos hosted the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and of course, hopefully, bearing any last minute hitch, next month the Super Eagles will be playing in Lagos again. Although fans may not be allowed to come in due to COVID, but how do you feel knowing fully well that the Eagles will be playing back in Lagos after a very long while?
Sorry, I want to ask this. Which of the stadium are they playing at?
The Teslim Balogun Stadium.
No, Allah. We will be glad they are coming back to the West. We will be glad because fine, like you said, they might not allow us to go watch them because of the COVID compliance, but we will still be glad at least they are coming to Lagos to play. That's all.
Would you have preferred them playing at the National Stadium?
That's why I asked. No.
Yeah,
that National Stadium is a sorry case. You know, when he said Teslim, I was like, oh, okay, Teslim. At least Lagos State is still monitoring that. So when they know they want to come do something there, they will try and tidy up and do some little needed adjustment. But the National Stadium is a sorry case. That one is a sorry. Yeah. And each and every time I go near that place, I just keep wondering, why is it like this in Nigeria? Even though we have a new national stadium at Abuja, I don't see reason why this national stadium, which they can even give any name, maybe the national stadium is upsetting them because they have another national stadium at Abuja. I don't know why they will just leave that place to get so dilapidated and so bad with all
Yeah,
I don't know.
billions, in
May
fact.
God help us.
But the present sports minister, Mr. Sunday Dari, has actually commenced, rehabilitation works in a couple of months
Yeah, I saw
ago.
they said they gave it to
yes,
Baba Kesinti or something.
yes, exactly. Yeah, the one popularly known as Baba Ijebu. And so they've
Baba
been working
Jebu,
on
yeah.
it, and we're hoping. Yeah, government has told us by May the stadium should be back to full use. So hopefully,
We
we
pray
expect
so.
better things for the
We
stadium.
pray
Yeah,
so.
viewers, it's been a wonderful and exciting time having Alesh Onilegbale. I hope I got it right once more.
Onilegbale.
He's been thrilling us with his wonderful Onilegbale. He's been thrilling us
Yeah.
with his wonderful football story from childhood. The rivalry between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, Nigerian football, Arsenal and Chelsea, Champions League, and how he's been able to cope for close to 2 decades, watching his team not winning any title.
Uh-oh.
It's been really, really
Did you
nice.
just say that or he said that?
Alesh.
Not winning any title.
No, you didn't say that.
That's
I'm
why.
just trying to talk about. Yeah,
But he
of course.
said
How have you been able to cope?
within the two last decades. That's why I want to prove it to him. Like Chelsea, Arsenal, we are the pride of England. Oh, fine. They have gone to the European show to win European title.
There's only one team in London. One team, Chelsea,
That's
and the
Arsenal.
rest.
No, that's Arsenal. Forget it. You are borrowing that
until you win the UEFA Champions
during
League.
Don't worry.
Until you win
But
the
there are
UEFA
other
Champions
titles. There are other titles
and you win.
domestically that binds every club in England. We are your daddy.
Wait, tell me one title.
The England
Tell me one title
traditional
Arsenal
FA
has won
Cup.
that Chelsea
We are
hasn't
your
won.
daddy. We won as many as no one can actually won so far.
Alesh,
They are still your
Alesh,
daddy, and that's what
Alesh,
makes us the pride of
Alesh,
England, the pride of London.
Alesh,
Yes.
before you go, tell me one title that Arsenal has won that Chelsea has not won.
No one.
Okay, bye.
But see, don't forget we won it more
But
than
of course,
you when it
Arsenal
comes
are
to traditional
the
title in England.
yes, FA Cup. You are the record champions in England. Yeah,
And
we give that to
you didn't win
Yeah,
many.
it's been
You
nice
didn't
talking
win
with
many
you
Premier Leagues more than us.
as well. It's been nice talking with Alesh. He's been thrilling us, Yoruba actor, and a fantastic football, analyst. We just got to know that with us. It's another wonderful edition of Star Stock Football, and as usual, viewers hope you had a very, very lively time. Next week is another short time, same day. Will always be the very best. Thanks, Alesh. See you some other time.
Thank you,
Bye,
my
viewers,
brother.
for
God
now.
bless you. All Blues, my brother.